Hey, afternoon, guys. Remember those other videos I did about the power supply? Not the power supply, well, that and the case. Well, here, the case is right here. And like I told you, the point of that video was I was doing a complete overhaul, or a transfer. I just call it an overhaul because it sounds cool. And you can just see the size comparison between the case I first brought, which was the Gigabyte something ATX case, and the Max Cube. That is the brand on this. I thought it was Apex, but I got tripped up. It is Max Cube SGG some weird number ATX case. Here's the size comparison right here. So you can see this one has a lot of overhang. So this one probably has more of a chance trying to fit a 6850 than that case. That case probably couldn't fit a 6850. But I'm going to transfer everything from that case to this case. Here she is, and off comes that door. And as you see, everything's in here, and this is how it looks. And this fan, I'm sorry, that was a little modification I did that I shouldn't have done. But as you see, the fan is dismounted. With this new case, I shouldn't have to modify any fans. I'm actually gonna sell this case. This is why I'm getting rid of everything. This case sucks. The fan right here, it's not mounted on all the way. It's a little loose. There's the power supply. There's my board, my beautiful board. Let me inspect those capacitors. Make sure none of them are blown before I start moving stuff. Okay. Got our hard drives, our DVD drive with the IDE cable. Yes, IDE. And let's get to transferring the stuff. Now, what you want to do is ground yourself. I have a blue grounding strap right here, so I'm going to ground myself and begin moving the, all the components out of the computer. Okay, guys, I'm grounded. When you put on this strap, it grounds both of your hands, so that's good. So you can also ground yourself by touching the side of your case, by discharging the electricity. Now they say touch an unpainted part of your case. So touch, unpainted part of your case, and you should be discharged. But every time you move away from your computer, make sure you discharge yourself for fault tolerance. So we're going to begin moving the motherboard out. Alright guys, I got all the cables out. Give you torn side of there. All the cables are out. Got to the IDE cable. That's for the CD drive, guys. To let you know, I saved 21 bucks by not buying a CD drive, so consider that. You got these old things laying around. They work just the same. This is a DVD writer. Okay, it writes, it reads, it works. So I'm gonna take out this power supply, and then we'll continue moving the rest of the components out. Okay, guys, I just removed the power supply, so I'm gonna take out the motherboard, fans, video card, hard drives, and we'll begin transferring the stuff to the new case. Okay, everything's out. Oop, forgot the hard drives. Can you believe that? But just about everything's out, and see how the fans are loose. My friend, he's really good at using drills and stuff. He might need to drill some new holes because the fan screws and the threads on this case are really bad. I'm gonna take out that back plate. That's a must. And remove these hard drives, and we should begin transferring the stuff. Okay, guys, notice of when buying a cheap case, make sure you don't bend anything. Make sure, and when buying a cheap fan, make sure the screw hole's going straight, because I was putting this fan in wrong since I had brought the computer, and I thought it was like the case or the fan or whatever, but those screws have to be straight or you'll crack the housing or damage the screw or something like that. So be careful. It's in there nice and sturdy now, so it's good now. Actually looks good. I'm gonna actually keep this one in the case. That little one right there, I might use that. I might give it to my friend, who knows. And the CD drives or hard drives or whatever, I had a CD drive in here and I had a hard time trying to get it out, so it was pretty lodged in there, and I had to use some brute force, but I didn't break anything. But just a note for that, prepare to use some strength. Just don't break anything. So we're almost there, guys. About doing a black case. Well, we're putting in a power supply right now. You can't see anything, but in goes the black, beautiful power supply. Now let me show you why I really like this power supply now. See how it's just black in the back? It just looks like it belongs to the case, right? Yeah, that's good. So, I'm gonna install that. Okay, guys, as you know, it is daylight saving time, so I don't get a lot of light after a certain amount of hours, and my room light won't do any good. So I'm just using a flashlight. Just show you how much space you have when you install one of these babies. Well, power supply. That's a fan right there. I mean, I'm actually loving this part, and I didn't even get the motherboard in yet. So we're gonna drop in some hard drives and CD drive right over there on my rubber mat. I got everything in. Everything just needs to be plugged in. I'm trying to figure out why everything's not fitting right, like my motherboard, but I just found out that the standoffs were put into the wrong position. So I'm actually going to do a bench test to make sure this thing powers up before I put in anything else, so I don't put together, you know, the whole computer and it doesn't power up. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna hit the switch here. As you see, all my power in my room turned on. That's a okay. Just waiting for some smoke. The computer's not turned on yet. Okay, no smoke. Now we're gonna use the screwdriver to turn it on. I showed you in a previous video how to do it. I'll show you again. Where the power headers are, that's where you want to plug this, you know, run your screwdriver across it. There we go. I think this is it right here. Make sure it has a rubber handle at least. Okay, the motherboard does power up. That's good news. Let's turn this off. Wait. Give it time, because wait for smoke. Then you'll know there's something wrong. Wow, did you see how long it ran without the power being turned on? Like, the fan ran for like an extra second. There's really nothing on the board to use the power, so wow, that was cool. But the board is working. I'm doing pretty good. I'm about an hour and a half to 2 hours into this build. I thought I just want to record putting this thing inside the computer. This is why I wake up every morning, to wake up to my XFX Radeon 6570, because I know she's always going to be there, ready to turn on, ready to play those games in high resolution. I'm joking. Yeah, I just thought I'd do a install of this video card that changed my gaming life. Yeah, that's what it looks like. And yeah, this has HDMI. This is ATI's 6 series video cards, and this is, you know, don't let the thinness fool you, but it has a punch. Entry level video card. You can't get away with all resolutions on some games, but you can at least run it in you can at least run any game in 720p, no problem. 1280 by 720 or 1333 by 768. You can definitely run, you know, 90% of the games out there that this card can handle at those resolutions, no problem. Even at 2x filtering, it'll handle it. So I'm just gonna drop it in on the video. Now, we tested the board. The board is kind of the heart of the computer, but if I lose my video card, I gotta spend another 80 bucks, and I'm not gonna be happy about that. You're not supposed to wiggle it, but I did it anyway. Oh wow, it's in wrong. Hold on. I don't know how that happened. Let's try this again. Okay. I must have the wrong slot door open. No, I think I had it right. There it is. Now she's nice and... Oh, nope, she still wasn't nice and snug. Gotta push down all ends. Alright, now she's in there. She's ready to go. So we're just gonna screw it in, and oh, here's another thing I like about this computer. Black screws. I mean, they did good on this. Max Cube did really good on this. All black screws. So thanks for that, Max Cube or Newegg or whatever. I'm gonna give this case a good review. I don't have a problem with the case. I just didn't know how to put it in the standoff. So alright guys, the case is complete. Everything's in. No screws are missing like my old computer. All the screws are inside the motherboard. All the screws are inside the CD player. Oh, excuse me. That's all toolless. Hard drives are toolless. But everything's tight in. If I knock over this case, nothing should fall out. But I'm not going to do that. We're going to do a power-up test right now. Okay, I keep forgetting to turn off all the lights in my room when I hit the switch. Okay? I always like to wait because since power is going to the power supply, you know, there could be a short circuit somewhere along the line and I don't want to turn on the computer and have it blow up on my hardware. So, alright. We're going to see if the power is going to initiate. First true boot. I think I know why I didn't turn on. Okay, I think that's... Let's try this again. Alright, we got power. Please tell me we're going to get some hard drive activity on this thing. CD drive. Drives are spinning up. Well, I still don't have hard drive activity. Oh, yes I do. Yes I do. Okay. Check that out. Oh, this thing is nice. Wow. There she is, all completed. See that? Hard drive activity. I guess you guys are probably wondering, why are you worried about the hard drive activity light? Because that's my favorite light on the... Oh my god, what's up with all these messages? My iPhone's blown up. But, oh my gosh. That is beautiful. Oh, man. Everything just fits perfectly. I didn't have a hard time trying to fit my hands in there. This case, I gotta give it at least a 9 out of 5 because it is slightly flimsy. And that's it, really. Oh yeah, and the cable management on here, you don't have too much room. But other than that, this is one of the best cases. This is actually a good entry-level case. And if you don't want to call it entry-level, a good case to have for even a serious gamer. No, an enthusiast, maybe not. But a serious gamer, if you want to cut the bill a little bit, if you buy this case, it's like 54 bucks. But, I mean, you'll be cutting the bill between some of the cases you get with the, like the Leon Lee and the half. So it's running, and it's doing something. Either it's doing a checksum on the hard drive, or oh, it actually booted into the OS. I can tell. Wow, the whole front just lights up blue. So I'm gonna sit this on the desk and make sure we get video on our 20-inch screen. Make sure we get sound. Make sure we don't have a fire, because right now we don't. Alright guys, the third and last test boot. We have everything plugged in, my audio, my keyboard, my mouse. And wow, this is such a beautiful machine. And I see you don't always need a fancy you know, flip open cover. That's only for cases that either are really ugly or are really cheap. So we're gonna turn it on for the third and final test. Oh, I always forget that part. Hey, how about that, guys? I forgot to plug it in. There's the plug. This is always a part I always forget. I always forget to plug it in. Now this case is long. I can barely get the cord back here. Okay. Alright, here we go. Wow, that is something else. Alright, we got video. Yes. I didn't get any beep codes though. Well, everything's working. It's booting my operating system, or at least looking for the MBR. Come on. Alright, start Windows normally. And starting Windows. Wow. I am so proud of myself. Once again, I have built another computer. It's same parts, but, you know, wow, that's a huge fan. It actually looks larger than what it is. That's actually a 120, but it looks really, just looks large. 120s are the biggest fans I've ever had, and this is my first time actually getting a 120. I was going to try to throw a 120 on that old case, and there is my computer. Sound works, nothing caught fire. Oh man, I love it. So one thing I didn't put in was the reset switch. As you see, the computer won't reset because I won't be using the reset switch. This case actually has the fan filters. I felt it inside. There's fan filters inside of this case. So, and there's fan filters up here. So my hard drives are being cooled, and it's pulling in cold air from the front, which is really intuitive instead of blowing hot air out, because the fans are sucking out of the case, throwing it into the back. So it's blowing cooler out here, traveling through the case, over the video card, and then out the rear of the case. And with that extra help of the other 120 coming out of the power supply, the heat's are really gonna, you know, get out there. So thanks for watching me build this computer. I know it's been long-winded. I like talking when it comes to computers. Computers are my passion. I'm glad I was able to get this one done. Once again, you have seen me, you know, this is a modern marvel to me. So stay tuned for any other videos. The next thing you know, I could be buying a, you know, quad-core based system, and with a, you know, cooler the size of New York and all that fancy stuff, and, you know, upgrading that monitor to a 24-inch, and, you know, you never know what's going to come up. So stay tuned, watch my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't like, please subscribe. It helps me and it helps you. And if you have any questions, don't be afraid to ask about this case. I still have the manual for it. If you're having a problem with standoffs, I can definitely tell you where the standoffs go and kind of what they're really for. So, you know, any questions, just hit me up via the inbox or comments, and stay tuned.